Well, coming up on year's end and had a great Christmas. Hope y'all did too out there. A couple cards came trickling in that I've been waiting for a long time. I purchased them on eBay and then sent them to ship my cards to save on tax. And, that process tends to be about 6 weeks after they have to send the card to authentication, and then the ship my cards ordeal was probably like 3 weeks long, probably because a lot of people are using them around this time of year. But I just wanted to quickly show you those cards that came in, and then do a review of the cards that I picked up. I have a lot of those, so I'm going to go quickly. It was a big year in 25. It was a big year in my life. It was a big year in my card collection. In my life, I moved, bought a new house, and just got a new truck. Check this out. 2026 Chevy Silverado ZR2, and it's black. And I had the paint corrected, and I had it ceramic coated, and I had some steps put on, and it's just a gorgeous truck. They're doing an all-new redesign for the Silverados next year, but I couldn't wait. My son needed a vehicle, so I passed him down my Murano and got the black Stallion for Christmas, essentially. It's got about 1,200 miles on it so far, and it's just great. It's my first truck to ever own. So bought it with 9 miles on it. I like to buy vehicles brand new. I like to baby them, and I like to drive them into the ground. So that's what I'm aiming for here. What else? As far as life in 2025, all great things. A lot of success in baseball for my son. He's moving on to his senior year. Professionally, I'm transferring out of the classroom and into the counselor's role. So I'm taking classes. That's been going great. This break has been amazing because not only am I not at work, I am also not at school. So like my life has just slowed to a crawl. I haven't been able to do any videos recently. So this feels like a long time in the making here. But I've been waiting for stuff to come in, and I thought, why not just do a year in review like I've seen a lot of other channels do. But it's getting ready to be super busy because I'm going back to school. I'm going back into my master's classes, and also baseball season is starting essentially mid-January. As I sit here on December 26th, it is 80 degrees in Texas, 80 and sunny. Not quite holiday weather, but definitely it's beautiful outside. So that's where things look from here. Hope that you guys are all doing great. Let's get into it. I'll start with the cards that I was waiting for, and I'll start first with this one. I've shown this on the channel. This was a recent pickup, last Dallas card show, the Jacob Wilson Green auto First Bowman. And I thought, you know what, if I'm gonna go with the Jacob Wilson Green, why not go with the Nick Kurtz Green too? Look at that. This is the big one I was waiting on. This is the one that I had to send to ship my cards. Saved about $200 in taxes on that alone. It's gorgeous. It's 77 to 99, so it's Luca's number. Beautiful auto on both. I think the A's are going to be really good next year. I think they're going to have an amazing offense, led primarily by these two guys, and Nick Kurtz is just a beast. So I have both of those, and I also picked this one up as well. This is just the base Kurtz auto First Bowman. So these are all recent since the last Dallas show. And let's go with the year in review. Let's start here. I'll show you baseball first, since we're on baseball. Picked up the Caglianone Refractor Rookie, and at the time when I bought it, I got it at a great deal. It's since gone under what I paid, but he got hurt and didn't have a great rookie season. I'm looking for this card and this player to bounce back in a big way in 26. And we'll see with Cags. You know, he's definitely a premier power hitter. He's a two-way player too in college. Lefty pitcher, throws mid-90s, but I don't think the Royals have any of it intention of letting him get on the mound. Next, let's see here. Picked up this Salvador Perez. He's nearing the end of his career. This is the 2010 first Bowman Blue, and it's a PSA 9. There aren't many 10s. Matter of fact, maybe 2 or 3. He's a Hall of Famer, and this color match is beautiful. So Royals are one of my favorite teams. That was a kind of a no-brainer there. Oh, man. And these are in no particular order. I'm just kind of pulling from the stacks that I made here on my desk. But this one I picked up last show. It was the November show. Next show is in January. Looking forward to that. But this is Kerry Wood's a PC. He's a Dallas guy. Electric. His 20 strikeout game against the Astros as a rookie was one of the best pitched games in all of baseball history. But this is the 99 Fleer Brilliance 24 karat gold. It's just gorgeous. And I was happy to get that. This is out of 24. I have a couple cards still at PSA for Reholder. I sent those in September. They were supposed to be done on Christmas Eve. They're still in assembly. Just don't have any idea when I'll see those again. I was going to take this out here. This is the big unit. I love the 97 Platinum Medallions. They are unnumbered, but I just love the script and how it pops. Fleer Ultra was definitely one of the most premier sets back in the 90s, and this is a PSA 8 of the big unit. I'm not a Brett Favre fan, but his 97 Platinum Medallion is just gorgeous with the green and yellow. Go check that out if you get a chance. I'd like to pick one of those up just because that card is so pretty. But one of the main things I did this year was get out of a bunch of big cards. Got out of a bunch of Lucas and some Mahomes, and I went heavy back into the 90s. Just because I kind of just transformed my collecting approach out of the big stuff and into some of the stuff that I remember growing up and collecting. And actually in the 90s I was kind of out of pocket as far as collecting goes, because I was in those college years and starting my career, and collecting just kind of took a back seat. So it's kind of fun to go back and get all these 90s cards that I missed. Here's a 2007 Tim Lincecum. I love collecting, and you can see it's kind of loose in there, but I love collecting electric players, electric pitchers. Kerry Wood and Tim Lincecum, 2 electric pitchers, if there were ever electric pitchers. This is a Gem Mint Plus with 3 9.5s and a 10 on the auto. Gorgeous refractor. There was a really nice Tim Lincecum patch auto, I'll show you here, that came up, and I was bidding on it, but it just got way out of hand last second. I mean, it went for $1,500. So there are some avid Tim Lincecum collectors out there. This one, 2002. I'm a Royals guy. I was born about an hour away from Kauffman Stadium, and that was the first ballpark that I really went to consistently. And in '85, I was 10 years old when the Cardinals and the Royals faced off in the World Series. My entire family were Cardinal fans, but I was the lone Royals fan. George Brett, one of my favorites. Bobby Witt Jr. now is one of my favorites. So I like to collect Royals, and Zach Greinke is one of the best Royals pitchers to ever do it. This is a 2002. This is a Bowman Chrome Draft Picks Refractor, PSA 8. And it's just, these refractors in the late 90s, early aughts are just gorgeous. So, more baseball. Picked up this 97 Topps Chrome Ken Griffey Jr. refractor. Again, the refractors, aside from the 97 Kobe year Topps Chrome refractors that were greening, I think in baseball, you don't have that issue as much. There's just absolutely nothing wrong with this one. And this one is clean and centered. I think there might be a surface blemish up here, but to find a 97 Topps Chrome centered is pretty rare. So this is definitely a great card to add to the Griffey collection. Don't have many Griffies, but I do have a few nice ones. Here's another one. Now, I do love the 99 Finest Deckled Edge Gold. These are out of 100. You can see on the back, they have like a refractor back as well. And Griffey and a PSA 9. Low pop count on this card. But yeah, these 99 Golds are just amazing cards. So that was a pricey one right there, but it was one I was thrilled to get traded into that one. I did add some cash as I remember, but a lot of that was in trade. Staying with the 99 Finest Gold refractors, here's a Sosa. Probably more of a Sosa guy than a McGwire guy. Sosa ended up kind of veering off, I guess, is a good way to put it, as far as, you know, his... Like he kind of looks like a different guy now. He's kind of light-skinned, and he got kind of weird there for a minute. But back in 2000, after the 9/11 attacks and when baseball resumed, and Sammy Sosa embraced his love for this country, and he ran around the bases with an American flag after he hit a home run. I love that stuff. I just, as far as a 90s guy to collect, definitely a Sosa guy over McGwire. So in these really cool 90s parallels and inserts, he's one that I go after when I can. Love the Legacy Collection Rose Zeros. These are out of 100 as well. This one a PSA 7. These are super rare. And as one of my hobby heroes, Radicards once told me at the Dallas Card Show, these cards right here are so rare that the grades don't matter. So shout out to you, Radicards. Hope you had a good Christmas. Also picked this one up. May have overpaid a smidge for this. Oh man, there's like a little crack in the back. Wonder how that happened. But this is a 2001 X-Fractor Ichiro. It is just slightly off-centered, but other than that, it's really clean. The X-Fractors are just tremendous in hand. So this is definitely a beautiful card. Happy to have picked it up, and it's on its way to where I paid for it. I'm probably a couple $100 shy still, but you know, sometimes you hit that buy it now button, and then one comes up for auction, and you're like, damn, why didn't I wait? One of the biggest pickups of the year for me, probably the biggest pickup, is the 53 Topps Mickey Mantle. Centered, a little top to bottom heavy on the bottom, but this is a PSA 6. This is one that would get a high grade on eye appeal all day long. It is just gorgeous, sharp corners, good coloring, centered. So when I exited out of all my Lucas stuff, I purchased this maybe 2 Dallas shows ago, but just a tremendous card. My only true vintage from the 50s. I do want to get a Hank Aaron rookie, but haven't been able to find one I like quite just yet. Here's two more great 90s parallels. This is the 99 Skybox Essential Credentials. This is the 98. Pudge, of course, is probably the greatest catcher of all time, in my opinion. Greatest ranger of all time, in my opinion. And somebody I do target when I'm going after these really cool 90s cards. So happy to pair these together. Moving on to, let's go basketball next. So one of the directions I went was into Kobe and Jordan, and I did it just at the right time. I sold a couple too early, left some money on the table. The Lightning and Thunder. I had a Kobe 8 and a Jordan 7, and I made like 2K. I bought them at one Dallas Card Show, and the very next show I flipped both of them, made 2K on the deal. but I probably left about 6 or 7K on the table as they stand now. I mean, these things just, anything Kobe, anything Jordan has just taken off. This is 95 Ultra Scoring Kings, and I have also another Scoring Kings Jordan I'll get to here in a second. This is 96 Stadium Club Special Forces. Love the design of this card. This is the 98 Top Season's Best Bombardiers and a PSA 8. Cool stuff, cool inserts back in the 90s. 97 Ultra Gold Medallion. This is affordable. It looks like it shouldn't be, right? This card, the way it looks, it being a Jordan, I don't know where this is now, probably a couple $100, but this was definitely an affordable card and still is relatively affordable if you're looking to get into a cool Jordan from the 90s. Also have the 98 Gold Medallion Kobe, another affordable. The gold medallions are a lot cheaper than the platinum. But look how gorgeous that card is. I had a 9, sold it. I prefer the 8 to be honest, because I mean, really, if you put two, you put an 8 and you put a 9 together and side by side, you can't tell the difference unless it's a card that you can clearly see the centering. But this isn't really one of those. This doesn't have any borders necessarily or framing. So on a card like this, it's really hard to tell between an 8 and a 9 and a 10 for that matter. Another Kobe 06. This is a platinum medallion. This, one of my favorite platinum medallion designs. Love the 06. This one's out of 100, 63 out of 100. And a PSA 8. Again, put this next to a 9, you would not be able to tell the difference. And I also have the 97 metal, Planet Metal, Michael Jordan. This is a really cool insert. Also fairly affordable. This one in a PSA 8. This one is unnumbered, but it's pretty short printed. You can see the refracting back behind him. Just a gorgeous card. Here's the other Scoring Kings that I have. This is the 93. I believe this is the first year. Could be wrong. Maybe there's a 92, but I think this is the first year of Scoring Kings. This out of Fleer Ultra. This is a PSA 8. This is purple. It's just gorgeous. This, to me, is a nicer looking card than the Thunder and Lightning parallel, but insert. But this is not as high dollar as the Thunder and Lightning. But you just almost can't get a more beautiful card than this here. Unnumbered, but definitely it's a high price one too. But it's worth it. Gorgeous Jordan there. Here's another one. This one's from Skybox Premium. This is the Meltdown. This is a PSA 8 as well. Pretty high dollar, not too expensive. You can definitely get into something like this, but you know, it's not anything, like I said, anything Jordan, anything Kobe has just gone nuts for the past probably year and a half. So I got into these just in time. I got another basketball card I'm going to save kind of till the end, and we'll get into some of these one touch. So here's another 06 Platinum Medallion. This is Jet Terry. Got this cheap. This was like $30. This one out of 100. Of course, Jason Terry, one of the key pieces in the 2011 championship team. And there's the Dirk Platinum Medallion next to the Gold Medallion. So both out of 2006. Both, I think I got both of these for less than $150. So affordable, rare, gorgeous. I mean, what's not to love? Picked this up. Wanted a nice Larry Bird. This is out of 5. This is a Treasured Tags. Not sure what the year on this is. I think maybe 2013 it looks like. But got the LB initials on the tag there. Got a clean auto. And my only Larry Bird in my collection, but I needed one. I needed a good one, and that kind of fit the bill for me. I think that's it for basketball. So let me show you probably the biggest basketball card I picked up in 25 was this 1998 Bowman's Best Atomic Refractor of the great one, Dirk. Gem Mint 10. Super low pop on this. This is out of 146 out of 100. Just a gorgeous card of my favorite human being. Not literally my favorite human being. Maybe my favorite sports figure. But Dirk's just an amazing person, amazing player. Stayed with us his whole career, delivered us a championship. What is not to love? Now let's get into some football. I'll start here. Actually, I have some baseball to finish up on. Let's see here. A few one-touch baseball pickups. The Nestor Cortez. This is the All-Star logo, man. Game used. Very cool. One of Keaton's favorite pitchers. Yeah. Speaking of just amazing human beings, the Adrian Beltre 101 logo, man, out of Dynasty. Hall of Famer. One of the greatest Texas Rangers to ever do it. Maybe a notch down in the human being status, Trevor Bauer, but I do, you know, regardless of what he does with his personal life, I do like Trevor Bauer. I like that he has a YouTube channel that really tries to help young pitchers. He's helped. We've watched a lot of things and got some good information from him as Keaton and I go through our baseball pitching journey together. That's a 1 out of 1 out of Topps Dynasty. Where's the 1 out of 1? There it is, down there in the corner. And the Aaron Judge, gorgeous. His stuff has gone nuts as well. This is out of 5. Chunky patch. And then also the Pete Alonso, 5 out of 5. Nice. Brooklyn Bridge right there. Great patch. Can't beat game used Dynasty patch autos. And now we'll go into football. I don't remember if this is a 25 pickup, but I know it was close. Got offered a crazy number for this card, but decided to pass. This is out of 10. This is super rare. Nice chunky patches of Bo Jackson game used as a Raider just aren't out there. You can find baseball stuff out there, but the football stuff is really hard to come by. So I held on to this, going to hold on to this. I mean, talk about nostalgia. Tecmo Bowl, Bo Jackson, one of the greatest to ever do it. Went on a Randy Moss run in 25. So pick this up. Game used, flawless. This is out of, I know there's a number on it somewhere. Here it is. This is out of, what's that out of? Yeah, it's hard to tell. This is 10 out of 10. As a Patriot, probably the highlight of my Randy Moss PC is this 101 Reebok tag. As a Patriot, this is just a great card. These are super rare. These 100 greatest, the greats out of flawless. This is 4 out of 5. Sapphire. These just don't come up. These were only made in 2018, maybe 2019, when the NFL turned 100. These get scooped up. There's a set run. I can't remember how many players are in it, but if you go back and look at just recent sales or what's even available on eBay, this is a super popular set. And I also had to get one of Mr. Conspiracy. This is out of 20, game used. His game used stuff is really hard to find, but Mr. Ayahuasca, Aaron Rodgers himself, just a classic game used flawless auto. Gonna miss flawless. Also added some cards to my Dion PC. This is the 99 Finest, same as the Griffey and Sosa before. Love Dion. Here's another flawless. His game used stuff is just really hard to find as well. I wish they had a Cowboys flawless, but they don't. They do, it's just not game used. His game used flawless stuff only comes as a Raven. This one is out of 10. This one is just gorgeous, and I don't care what team he played for, he was electric the whole way through. More Dion. This is the only 101 Dion that I have. It's out of 2020 Select Field Level Black Diamond. I'm sorry, Black Disco 101. You can see the script right there. Love him or hate him, Dion was one of the greats. So back to Moss. This was a big time pickup. Traded a Luka, actually, a Contenders. Let's see, what was it? I think it was a Contenders playoff rookie auto. 9.5. Got this and some cash, but this is the Legacy Collection Row 0. This is out of 100, and you know, it's Randy Moss. So I love these Legacy Collection Row 0s. They're really, really hard to find. Had to get one from 2000. Of course, 2000 Bowman Chrome being famous for the Tom Brady. So I wanted to find, you know, a Moss. I'd like to get an Emmitt Smith from this set as well. But if you can find one of your favorite players in the 2000 Bowman Chrome, I think it makes sense. A 9.5 Brady refractor, what would that go for? 100K? I don't know. This was like $200 or $300. And I spent a little more. There was a couple PSA 9s that were a little cheaper than this, but I upgraded to the 9.5 because the centering. This is the most well-centered. Let me scoot these over. This is the most well-centered that I've seen, at least for Moss. Centered on the front. It got a 10 actually in centering. Centered on the back. So I paid, I don't know, maybe 30 or 40 bucks more for the PSA. I'm sorry, for the BGS 9.5, because I will always pay up for centering, especially on a card like that has the clearly defined, I'm sorry, I'm banging around the phone here, the clearly defined borders that make centering such an issue to deal with. Picked up this 2001 X-Fractor, same as the Ichiro. Michael Vick, just a gorgeous card. It's a PSA 8. I was toying around with the, I saw High Pop Professor do this, where he would put a sticker over the grade just to kind of like trick his brain into not being so worried about the number on the slab. But let's not kid ourselves. We always know what number is on the slab. But this is just a gorgeous card, man. Love the 2001 X-Fractors. Love all the X-Fractors out of Bowman Chrome. Something about the 2001s, though. This is a rookie. And then we're rounding it out here. Also picked up this 98 Finest. I love any Finest with coating still on it. This is the refractor. This is PSA 10. This is super low pop. I don't have much in the way of Peyton Manning, but, I mean, who can deny his greatness? Last stack, was able to get a couple meaningful Jameis Williams cards. Jameis Winston cards. And I was able to find them on auction, and I got them really at a great deal. This is out of 2, the Nike Swoosh rookie auto from National Treasures. This is his true out of 99. This is 25 out of 99. This patch is just sick. 0.5 away from being a 9.5. But I guess it really doesn't matter. Jameis, one of the greatest people in sports. This is a smaller pickup, but I do like those electric players, and Champ Bailey was definitely electric. He kind of reminds me of the Dion, type player. Of course, he was a hitter. Dion definitely was not, but he was electric. Champ Bailey, one of the best to ever do it. Then I have a 99 Topps Chrome Refractor Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens is number 3 all-time in receiving yards. Love the 99. This is the same as the Griffey. No, the Griffey was 97, I believe. Anyway, any late 90s Topps Chrome Refractor, you can't go wrong. Also picked up the 99 Finest TO Gold. That's a color match. It's just a great card there. Oh, and the 99 Bowman's Best refractors. Love these. The designs on these are just too pretty. It looks like they're almost jumping off the card there, the way they're etched. Love that. And then lastly, I paid up for this a little bit because of the centering. This is the most centered 2007 Topps Chrome X-Fractor Marshawn Lynch you will see on the planet. The pop count in the PSA 10s is low, But if you look at PSA 10s, you'll see a lot of them that have like 60-40 centering. Not this one. This one's dead on. It might be a smidge heavy on this side, just maybe 49-51, but Marshawn Lynch, one of my favorites. I didn't pick this up this year, but I'll round it out because it's sitting over here. This is the 07 Finest blue color match in a 10. A couple Marshawn, a couple Beast PSA 10 rookies to close it out. 2025 was a great year. I'm going to miss it. It was a year in which I picked up a lot because I sold a lot and I transformed my collection. Can't wait to see what 26 has in store. I hope you guys have a great one. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.